Hey, what's up, everybody? We're doing a viewer tournament tonight, 7+2 classical chess here on lichess and Twitch. International Master Sladgie, also known as Sparkle Horse on lichess. We've got the tournament open. I put the link in the stream frame here, so you guys can see it at the bottom of the screen there. Sparkle Horse Arena. I wanted to make it like Aronian for World Champion Arena. I'm so bored with Magnus Carlsen, but it's okay. Eventually, Magnus will have to play a real match for the World Championship against someone that can definitely beat him. Just a matter of time. Alright, so we've got Sparkle Horse, Aldisto, Morales. You guys are regulars. A couple of new players, Shakast, Napazir. Sorry if I mispronounced it. Volk, Combi. Arsenal fan Richie and Abu Fazl are kind of regulars. Is it everyone for everyone to have fire water before the start? It's strongly recommended for your nervous system to relax you, so the time pressure doesn't give you kind of like any kind of negative effects. So I recommend it. A little bit of relaxation helps. We've got something called palinka here in Hungary, which I like to very, very carefully imbibe once in a while. What the Native Americans called fire water. I've got it straight from where do I have it from? Straight from Romania, and it's actually from Transylvania. This fire water. Dangerous though. You don't want to drink too much from that. But it helps take the edge off a little bit. I don't get nervous during my games. I think I actually play slightly better. Clash Kid says Magnus won't be the champ forever. I hopefully not for my duration of my entire lifetime. Pragnanaha is coming. I don't know about that, but I think that if it would be like a match today between Aronian and Carlsen, it would be a dead heat. Who knows what the result would be, but I really don't think that Carlsen is a stronger player. He's much different, but rating isn't everything in chess, and match play is something totally different from racking up rating points in individual tournaments. So, can I read this? Arsenal fan Richie, yes. Anyway, guys, we're starting the tournament in like 5 minutes. So, I want to make an announcement. Tomorrow we have our Weird Wednesday stream in the morning, 10 a.m. CET. We're going to be playing Unusual Openings, Blitz, and Classical tomorrow morning. But Thursday's subscriber stream is canceled this week due to the traditional American holiday of Thanksgiving, which I celebrate here in Budapest. I'm probably one of the only people in Budapest, Hungary, who actually celebrates celebrates Thanksgiving in Hungary. But it helps me to kind of fight off the homesickness of living away from my native country. So I'm going to be taking Thursday off. No streams on Thursday. Then we'll be back on Friday with more Blitz and Classical Chess in the morning. Antonia, what's up? I did send a message to the subscribers letting them know that there's no subscriber stream on Thursday. Let's hope we get some strong players. Aldisto's here. Morales is here. I'd like to see a couple people over 2,200. I'm going to have to start going out and paying strong players to play in this tournament. If we... I've been strongly tempted to invite some of my stronger friends here to lichess to play, but I think I might have to pay. I might have to pay some title players to come in as guests and play. But something to think about. The World Championships decided on Rapid. Yeah, of course Karyakin was a worthy challenger, but I don't think he was the strongest challenger. We want the world champion to play the strongest possible opponent. That's the test of his real strength. Karyakin was like the third or fourth strongest player he could possibly play. Probably maybe even more lower than that. And he barely beat Karyakin. Now in Rapid it would be interesting to see. Actually, what is Aronian's match record against Carlsen, I wonder. I'm not worried about Aronian beating Carlsen or holding to a tie or something, but what is the chance Aronian actually gets to play him? The problem is the system for qualification for the World Championship should really go back to candidates matches. A tournament is just a crapshoot. Ask any poker player. I mean, tournaments are not necessarily, they're like 99% luck and like 1% skill. I think a match system would be much more fair to determine like who legitimately is the second best player in the world, who should challenge the world champion. But people don't want that, you know, they don't want to see the truth. They just want like Maurice Ashley 30-minute games or something like that. You know, I want to see the truth. I want to see the second best player in the world play the best player in the world and see a good match. What's that? GRSA Man says what? And that's what you spend money on, inviting title players. Vacher Legrave is my idol, says Morales. Well, that's not a bad idol, man. He crossed 2,800 recently. He's back under by a few points, I think. But he is like top 4. Yeah, we should invite some strong players to the stream. Alright, guys. So it's 2 hours. It's 7 plus 2 time control. Casual, so no pressure on my rating. My already high rating. I played a couple warm-up games. 5-0 Blitz, and I drew an 1800. I dropped a piece to a pin in the opening. And I was actually proud of myself for not losing. The guy was pretty good. I dropped a piece for 2 pawns in the opening and managed to hold the draw. The guy was actually pretty strong. A lot of people would get nervous and screw up, like with only a piece for 2 pawns, but we'll see how warmed up I am. GRSA, you did not offend me in any way. Morozevich, oh my god. He's like about as stable as Richard Rapport. No, you gotta be stable to be a world champion. Even Tal was relatively stable. He has this reputation for being like a great, you know, sacrificial player. But I mean, Tal was capable of playing really calm games at times when he was in the mood. I think like Morozevich and Rapport are much less stable than a Mikhail Tal, for example, or Yubava. We'll see what the future brings. But absolutely, Morozevich is a genius. You know, super grandmaster over 2,700 when it actually meant something. You know, it seems like now, like there's got to be rating inflation. If you look at the rating list, there's like 100 people. There's like 100 players who are 2,700. I mean, that is rating inflation. They've got to do something to curb it. And I think that the 40K, you know, the 40K factor in the FIDE ratings is probably contributing to this like major rating inflation. If they don't stop it, like there'll be like 5 people over 2,900 in a couple of years. So hopefully the FIDE will sort it out. All right, guys, we're gonna play some 7 plus 2. Wait, the Canada tournament is going? No, there's no Canada tournament yet, man. Don't worry, Soltigo, you didn't miss it. But I think the format should be different, guys. We're gonna play some 7 plus 2 chess here. It's usually a good time control for some quality games, which is really my main goal. You know, I think that's far more important than winning or losing or clicking the mouse, is to try to play some good chess. And I think the 7 plus 2 time control allows us to play like with a fair amount of thought and actually creating some good games. So here we go. Aldisto will most likely be my opponent. We're starting the tournament. Alright, we'll start with our professional move order with knight f3. Playing our variation against Aldisto here. I'm going to mix up the move order a little bit against him. I may have played this once before. E3 on move 3. Now E5. I was thinking of doing away with actually there's a weird idea. I tried once here. Let's repeat here. I don't remember the guy. It was a Hungarian junior I played a game with. Something interesting there. Aldisto now switching back to the Vacher Legrave variation. I have a long lecture about this. You know, I tried to do this with white with colors reversed 30 years ago. But now, and my friend made fun of me, but now it's like a trend. Fantastic game, Aronian versus Vacher. Speaking of Vacher, there is an awesome game in this line. Aronian just a monster. his latest game against Anish Giri is like unbelievable. If you guys haven't seen this from the Grand Prix tournament in Mallorca, it's like unbelievable. He just ripped Giri apart like bit by bit and just threw him away. It was like total domination. I think the last round though, everybody took the round off there at the Grand Prix. Aldisto, maybe we played this before already. Am I right? I'm acting like this is something new, but we've actually played this variation before. This is like the third time we've played this. He's blinking first by playing pawn takes pawn here. Soltigo, there's a bunch of games that Aronian has played as white in this line, and Vasher, among other people, has played with black. The first time I encountered this was like in 2006. Zoltan Medved played against me. And I couldn't get anything. I was like, what? So it was a quick draw between Medved and me, and I. Pretty long ago, that game from 2005 or 2006. So Aldisto here, I recall we had another game. I'm not sure like bishop g5 is even a good move necessarily for me. I mean, he's just going to play bishop e7. What am I achieving with that? Castles d5. I could play d5, kind of disrupt the pawn chain. Let's try it. I've never been a huge fan of this. This pawn, I don't know what you call it, sort of preempting the other guy from connecting his pawns in this way. I did it once in a delayed c3 Sicilian 25 years ago in a game against Ed Furmanek with black. It was like e4, c5, knight f3, e6, c3. How does it go now? c3, d5, e5, d4. The same kind of weird pawn phalanxes. And since I lost that game to Ed years ago, I never really had a good memory of doing this. But you got to give squares to get squares, as Fischer said. And maybe there's a basis to this. You know, my pawn is weak, but his pawns are weak. You know, sort of artificially isolated. So it cuts both ways, basically. Okay, bishop e3 looks like a legit plan here. I've got to be careful his pawns don't come at me. Our plan is to play f3, but I first wanted to take control of this diagonal and maybe like potentially be able to put my bishop in the center on d4. Developing a piece for what it's worth. If I played f3, he has queen b6 check and some menacing control of the dark squares. I also thought about king h1. Can you disable berserking? I don't think so, Arsenal fan. You'll have to make a suggestion about that. So I'm not really sure, objectively, what's the best in this line. Alright, we've got to think here. He's sacking a pawn, potentially, with rook b8. Whatever I play, it's like semi-lame. Though I do have a patast. Let's just take the patast pawn. I mean, I like this patast pawn. Kind of a lazy way to play the position for me, simplifying. I let him have my better pawn island on the queen side. So theoretically I have two Isolani, but I don't know, my patast A pawn looks pretty strong actually. We're ready to play f3 at some point. I'm sure it's really a big deal though. f3. I'm going to go for it. I like this. If I let him play like f4, that could always be annoying. Okay, it's a complicated position. Both sides have chances. I like my outside pawn, but it's a long way from a touchdown. Challenging his pawn in the center, trying to isolate it. If he takes, I take with the bishop. I'm really secure. The e-file could become a factor too. What's up with this? Queen a5. Oh. Yeah, this is not what I expected, but why not? Alright, I guess we have to be a little bit careful now. Blockadovich. Queen c2, an interesting move. What does it do? Doesn't really have any weaknesses. This is a little bit dangerous visually for the visually impaired. Securing my pawn on d5. Oh, I'm having hallucinations. He could play like rook b4. Actually, he could play rook b4. Okay, I don't know. I guess it's about equal. I have the theoretical advantage of an outside pass pawn, but it's hard to make that actually count for anything here. So he does it. Yeah, I thought I would develop a piece now. I'd like to set up a solid blockade. Bishop on e3, bishop on b3, and then I'm owning the c-file with some play. Still probably like equal. My king and his king are about equally vulnerable. My bishops are pretty strong though. Lost queen for 2 pieces. Better to get 3. So guys, it's a fun tournament. This is probably my favorite stream. Well, what happened, man? I just got like logged out. Twitch just like logged me out without even asking if I wanted to log me out. It's really weird. It's acting really strange right now. Okay. Don't like the way Twitch has like changed itself. We probably won't have too many viewers today because of Grishuk against Carlsen. Not a match I find very interesting. Grishuk just seems like totally out of it. Like he doesn't care about chess very much. That's the impression I get. I mean, by his standards, you know. I mean, he's still like in his sleep can be 2700. But like at the European Team Championship, he drew almost all of his games, except for like winning one and like losing one. Horrible massacre against like Mamedyarov, who made him look bad with Mamedyarov made him look bad with this crazy g5 attack in the Spanish with black. So this is the position I was actually aiming for. When it doesn't look like black has much to do. We've immobilized his pawn. We've secured our pawn. And I think that my king is actually a tad safer than his king. It looks like he's trying to trade pieces or something here. But this kind of ending, I mean, we could see like a bishop ending where this outside pawn really matters. For example. I'm starting to like my position like more and more. We might have g4. Just winning a pawn. That's actually kind of unpreventable. So guys, we just started streaming. Rook e7, yeah, like only move that protects. g4 does weaken my king's side. I have to be a little bit careful about that. Maybe we can mess him up a little bit here. At least make his life uncomfortable. I guess I could just play like queen d2. Try to get the queen and the rook in there actively. Oh. Speaking of queen d2. Oh. I actually kind of wish I had played g4. This is not so easy now. And he comes up with some strong moves. King f2 now. Whose bishop is worse? That's the question that starts to come to mind here. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm none too happy about that development. I don't want to see a rook coming to f7. As long as we can enforce the blockade. Now I'm actually in danger. Not really what I wanted to do, trading rooks, but that will minimize the danger to my king. Maybe we still have, uh-oh. Man, he's lower on time than me. Oh, crap. Okay, there he had e3. That was scarier. I'm like hallucinating. Man. The pawn's not going anywhere. Or it is. Actually, it is. Oh, man. All right. We're actually winning now. All right, man. Tough game. Very tough game. That took enough time. That was like a 20-minute game. Back to tournament. Oh my god. Alba Fazl in first place. There's some new players I haven't seen before. Bambix, Kubicek. Sakir Hussein, Danis, Reina Diana. Alright, it's still early. Oh no, Arsenal Fed. He's gone King Crusher on us. We all like to lament our bad luck. Hello and welcome, Dindy. Welcome everybody. I'm happy because I won my game, right? Alba Fazl. I don't remember the last game we played. I lost, apparently. It was a simul. Alright, man. Good luck. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining the stream. I'm playing, I wanted to play the Blumenfeld Gambit. I spent a month working on this opening for a video series, and I never get to play it. I think we probably had this before. Nobody plays like the critical lines here. I think Alba Fazl or somebody played Bishop G5 against me. This will transpose to a quiet Kramnikian kind of classical Nimzo with the knight f3. The sharp moves after b6 are e4 and a3 even. Actually kind of interesting if you take back up obviously with the pawn on c3. That's kind of dynamic. I mean, everybody plays the Nimzo. Nobody lets me play the Blumenfeld Gambit. Alright, now it's likely a transposition to normal variation, right? So you didn't bother with Bishop d2. I guess he can't go postal with like g4 or something. This is book, I'm sure. Actually, a fairly common line, I guess. Anyway, guys, I really enjoy this, just playing this classical tournament. We also do Blitz, sometimes 5+2. Next week, I think I'm going to make it a Chess 960 tournament in honor of our newest subscriber, Gladys Troll. Troll isn't even here tonight. So next week, just so you know in advance, we're going to be making it some kind of Chess 960 instead of regular chess. 92 looks like probably the main move, and it's a reverse Rubinstein versus Nimzovich. In the past, I've been kind of inaccurate in these types of positions. Here, I think I need to be careful about how I play this. We had the exact same game once, Alba Fazl. Is that what I'm thinking? You're literally like move for move repeating the exact same game you had against me once, aren't you? How would you remember that? Or you just always play the same way? I'm pretty sure it was against him. Which one could it have been? One of these games? That's it. Right there. The next to last game we played was the exact same position. And he played like a genius. He was like winning and then lost. I don't remember on time or how. I think it was the exact same position. Possibly not. Can that make sense with that structure? It looks like the same to me, this one. If you look at the board. Yeah, this is the same exact position. I sacked my pawn on h7, but I think the computer didn't like that. How do you remember that exact game? Damn. Alright. This is, by the way, some kind of theoretical novelty by white, if I remember correctly. I took on e5, allowing him to take on h7 check last time. There's possibly f3. I mean, I think even knight d7 is probably better than taking on e5. Taking on e5. I don't know why it's... Okay, maybe he takes and then goes back to e4. That was it. Then he just totally had this dominating position. Yeah, I know we had the same exact game before. Alright, I'm going to defend my pawn. I don't know. That was instantaneous. The instantaneous move. Not a good sign when they play instantaneous moves. Here I think I need to be careful. And is there any kind of tactics with like f3 for me, maybe? Just not quite working. Alright, I don't know if he's listening to the stream, so I'm not gonna like give any suggestions for white here. But I don't understand what my mistake is. If this isn't good for black, I mean, I just don't get it. Like, I'm not supposed to play d6 or something? And maybe I'm supposed to play queen g5? That doesn't make a lot of sense. When I looked at this the first time we played this, like nobody had ever played his move before. e5 or something like that. It was totally a novelty. Structurally, white has caused some problems for me. I'm not really that fond of this. It looks a little bit dubious for black. This bishop isn't that good, so that's what we're kind of hoping. Like, we have knight and bishop against good bishop and like not so good bishop, maybe. The result of the last game was that somehow I won, but I was like lost, you know? I mean, this game that I won, the next to last game we played, I was just lost. I recall it now very clearly. Bambix is like, I'm the first. It's a little early. These are like pretty long games. I mean, they can last 20 minutes. Guys, let me throw the tournament link out there for anybody who's watching, and that's the tournament link. Bambix is a killer. Uh-oh. New account. 2022. Not like a really scary rating, but not bad. So Abufazzle now like making a solid move. It's not really dangerous for me, but looks really solid. If I try something like Rook F6, probably not a bad move, for a couple of reasons. Obviously I can threaten cheap mates on H2, but it also protects my E6 pawn. I'll probably live to regret this, but I like the idea of protecting my E6 pawn and threatening cheap mates. I guess if bishop E1, queen H5. We force a little bit of weakness in his structure, and we also protect our H7 pawn extra well. Okay, trading pieces, probably not a bad idea here. Now my F4 pawn becomes weak. I have like queen G3 threatening rook takes H3. Then I have like bishop takes F4 when I do rook takes H3, just refuting my whole position. That's always good to know about. Alright, rook F8 makes some sense. I don't have like any tactics. Knight A5 is an idea. But tactically, I'm a little bit worried about this. Maybe we need to go back with the rook to F6. Man, I don't like this. We're going to lose something eventually. How about rook C8? Whoa. Kind of a weird move. Trying to attack his pawns along the C file, maybe. White has got to be better here. Yeah, I don't like the creation of constant new accounts by people. I think that sucks. I think technically you're not supposed to, you know, like lichess you're technically supposed to have just one account. But nobody actually adheres to the rule. So Abufazzle kind of drifting without a plan. I think he had a very strong position, but he's starting to drift a little bit. Although maybe there's an idea here I missed. My queen is pretty awkward. That's my word of the day, of the week, of the year. I don't like this. There it is, queen A3, which I missed originally. Maybe it's not so bad, but it looks bad. There's just like no way to protect that pawn. I can play e5, I guess. Man, it looks like big problem for me. Knight a5, bishop takes b7, knight takes, queen takes. Falling apart there structurally. We might have some tactics here. This protects my d6 pawn. If he gives up his white square bishop, I have some menacing tactical threats with bishop takes f3, which I'm banking the whole house on, basically. Although he can... His bishop on e4 is a super strong piece, so trading that guy... Wow. c5, where did this come from? What is that? Was ist das? What is that about? This wasn't even on my radar. What the heck is this move? I guess it's just a positional temporary pawn sacrifice to open lines for his bishops. Extremely dangerous looking. My king is just wide open here. He lost on time. White's like clearly better. He's actually just winning with queen a6. This was a mastered positional game by white, including the move c5, which is not so easy to find. Apparently I exchanged on c3 a little bit early there. But I think it would just transpose. Caruana So. So a lot of people have played my move knight takes d2, including Viswanathan Anand last year, but queen h4 is interesting. Maybe a better move. Now queen h4. So d6 is played by Hikaru and Anton Giharo as recently as last year. e4. It's all been reached already. Okay, so here I can't play f4. Played by, it's Wang Hao versus Hikaru 2012. And Wang Hao played a worse move than Abu Fazl. Wang Hao played f3. But Abu Fazl improving on Wang Hao with e5. This is the key move. And now I played the best move, queen h4. But he instantly played the best move, bishop e4. I mean, this is like Wang Hao, 2700. Now I have to play knight c6. And I guess he's out of book here. He took on d6. I have the Mamedyarov like f3, which I didn't see. White played very solid. Alright guys, anyway, this was apparently a mistake, but I felt uncomfortable about my position. Let's go back to the tournament. Alright, Sparkle Horse Arena. We just went on time. It looks like we have to improve our play there. The second warning we've had in that variation. We're actually losing in the final position. I didn't see queen a6, which just like wins a piece, I guess. Main line. Haven't seen it yet, Soltigo. Bambix. He's 2-0. But he's, I guess, berserking, huh? It's new since November 1st. But I don't think it's our old friend, the unbeatable guy. What's his name? I can't remember now. I put it out of my mind. Where's World Loser and some of our other friends and Moreau. He beat me in a nice game in the Simul. $2,000 in bullet. Alright. We'll just ignore the trolls. Not many regulars. I know Carlson is playing his little match with Grishuk, but why, you know, why watch Magnus Carlsen when we can play ourselves? Grishuk just is out of it, man. I mean, get him a live opponent. I don't think that Grishuk really cares about chess too much. He's probably playing poker. Seriously. I don't think he seems into it at all. He just like avoids theory. He plays things like Knight B3 against the Najdorf and draws all of his games in the European Team Championship. It seems like Grishuk is probably not fully, you know, motivated for some reason. That's the impression I've got. But he may seriously be playing poker rather than chess. Alright. So C5. D4 is an interesting move here. I'm going to play this going into Benoni or Benko type stuff. Well, we just lost a lot of viewers. What happened? We had like... Oh, it's changing its Twitch. Like, I think Twitch is buggy. Ever since they made some updates to Twitch last week, I mean, it just looks really weird. It's doing all kinds of weird stuff. I just like looked at the screen and it was like 14 viewers and changed to 27. When it was 27, it changed back, then went back. Alright, guys. So we'll try to get some instructive games here. Monkey pushing wood. Moreau. Alright, this can transpose to the Tarash, or semi-Tarash, I guess. I'm not sure what my best move is. I mean, Knight C3 is kind of interesting. I think everything's playable. Pawn takes D5, pawn takes C5, and Knight C3. All playable for white. Yeah, I agree, man. Soltigo. Grishuk just isn't into it. I mean, he's totally not motivated to, like, improve. It's obvious, dude. He's just skating along at his, like, static level with no, you know, no incentive to get better. I mean, I can understand that. Things come up in our lives, you know. There are some people, like, who actually have things outside of chess. I'm sure that Grishuk is one of those people where his whole life isn't just chess. That's actually a good thing. I mean, I think that's healthy and normal. Anyways, I thought the same thing for Aronian for a while. He wasn't improving, didn't seem that into it, and then lately in the last year he's like totally turned it around. You know, who knows? Grishuk is still not that old. He could do the same. C takes D5. So I've had this position several times on lichess. People sometimes take with the knight and sometimes they take with the pawn. So we transpose to, well, BG5 transposes to, it's a mainline Tarash now, actually. I was just going over this with one of my students yesterday, ironically, this exact position. Okay, it's like the most basic position in the Tarash defense. You can follow what? Link on the computer. Oh, okay. Salty goes in the hospital, our moderator, and so he's not allowed to play. He's not allowed to play on gambling websites like lichess. Gaming websites. How do they know it's a gaming website? Like, how does the computer differentiate? It's like .org. I guess if they see you playing chess, they like shoot you. Alright. Bishop e6, the lesser popular move here. Yesterday we analyzed the main line c takes d and c4 with my student. But at the end of the lesson, he was like, isn't there another move here? I said, yeah, bishop e6. Bishop e6 is like the unpopular cousin of c takes d and c4. Playable for black, but not really as good. Get our rook into the game quickly. No weaknesses. I don't know, bishop e7 back again? I mean, what are you supposed to do here? Bishop b6. Bishop e6 is a move that looks like it's asking for trouble by not breaking the pin. I actually don't really know what I'm supposed to do next, but we'll go on general intuition, I guess. I want to play queen a4, but I'm having this sudden flashback here. Having a weird flashback. If I play queen a4, it actually looks just like a c3 Sicilian. I think I had the exact same game with someone. How was my game with Moreau? I was white, it was a totally different position. It could have been a Tarrasch, actually. Can't tell from that position. But I seriously doubt it. Yeah, this is like my exact thought. What's up with this? You're like reading my mind or something? He beat me in the one game we played. My plan was to play queen b5, but now I'm having second thoughts. I swear I must have had this against somebody else. Exact same position. I should have played bishop e3 last move. Now I screwed it up. So queen a4 is bad? It can't be that bad. Alright. We're going to change plans. We've got a time advantage against Dr. Moreau. I know it's not like the island of Dr. Moreau, like the spelling is different. I was a little concerned about, what was it there? What was the other move he could play here? A6, no, that's what he played. I don't know, it's my turn. Bishop d7 back. Oh man, alright, stop bothering me, please. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna go here. I should have played bishop e3 to begin with. It just seems so strange to go bishop g5 and then unprovoked pull my bishop back to e3. So I thought, okay, queen a4 is developing a new piece, but it actually doesn't help me. Taking with the pawn is nice, but I think I'd rather not say I did. This is not a situation where taking with the pawn makes a lot of sense. I don't like play along the a file. Drinks the blood from his enemies. a3 is somehow strangely calling me. What am I afraid of? Actually, yeah, that seems sort of dumb. Not so easy. Maybe a prophylactic move like h3 or something. Just controlling g4. I was headed there anyway. This guy seems really good. The 1739, I don't know what that's about. That's his classical rating based on 9 games. He beat me in the simul. Ah, Mariah is 14 years old. That's pretty old, man. You're old school. We've got like some 10-year-olds in the audience. Well, I definitely didn't think he was like... I don't know. I always assume people are like... What the hell is going on? Dude, why are you typing that into the chat, man? Alright. A3. That's it, like... Provoke the trolls. That's the right approach. Definitely. Knight d4. Man, black's play is really solid here. $1,800 FIDE. FIDE. FIDE ide. I was a little worried about knight a5 there. I don't know about the recapture, which is the best move. He seems stronger than some like 2100 players I've played. I'm reconnecting. What am I getting disconnected during my own viewer tournament now? My internet was a little weird the last couple of, well, a couple times this week recently. Now the clocks aren't running. The last 2 days, nothing, but before that on the weekend I did have a couple hiccups with the internet. Damn, dude. He is solid as a rock. This guy. 1,800. He's more like 2,200. And fast, too. Yeah, look at that. I mean, dude, you're not 1,800. coming to get me. I'm like on the verge of being in trouble any moment. Some kind of tactic with bishop b5. Ooh. What the hell is going on around here? I have no idea what's going on. Whew, it's a good thing he backed off there. I was getting scared. I don't like that pin at all. He instantly saw my threat. Jeez. Definitely not your average 1800 FIDE player. He's also like ultra fast. Can like foresee the future. That's interesting. Wow, h5. It's a dynamic move. Now his pawns are actually falling. It's a lot like an in-game I just looked at with one of my students. Two bishops just too strong here. Sure, I could mess it up though. Impressive play by black. Finally, he's in trouble. Still defending. And I'm going to blunder now. Man, I'm going to blunder, seriously. Got him. He's still defending. I guess I'll go after some pawns. Oh, this is insane, dude. It's like pulling teeth at the dentist to beat this guy. $1,800 FIDE. It's like 1,800 FIDE and like 2,400 other rating system. I lost on time. How did I lose on time? I don't understand how I lost on time there. Oh, that's weird. All right. How did I lose on time? I had like plenty of time. I don't understand how I even lost on time. I had tons of time. What happened? Thought for a minute. I thought for 2 seconds and lost on time. Where did my time go? What was up with that? Didn't I have a few seconds? I mean, that guy's not 1800, whatever, dude. But still, it was like, where did my time go on the last move? It says I had 2 seconds only. I could play king f6 there, but I couldn't. I tried to make the move and it didn't go through. So I'm 0-2 against him now. He's your standard 1800 player. Probably some lag going on. I don't know. I'm not used to playing with a 2-second increment. Usually like 3 to 5, so maybe it was just... Maybe it was just my imagination, but that seemed like that 2 seconds went by really fast. That guy played really well. $1,800 master. All right. We were winning anyway, for whatever that's worth. All right, next game. Waiting for the next game. Yeah, let's take a look at that game. It's a shame. It was a good game. He's playing on like down a queen. But who can blame him? It's actually mate in 3 if I play king f6. How is this not mate? Because I couldn't see queen f7, queen g6. I guess I deserve... I deserve to lose on time for not seeing like that mate. But at that point I had 12 seconds. I should have seen it. Queen f7, queen g6. Alright. That's why I don't make the tournaments rated. Can you ready my question, please? Says Arsenal fan Richie. How can you tell if a player will become very strong before they become super strong? Richie, I get out my crystal ball and then I, you know, rub my hands over it and I'll tell you. But that's impossible. You know, I honestly didn't think that Nakamura and Caruana would be very strong. So I'm not a very good judge. I don't think there's a way to know about that. I think how much like financial sponsorship they have behind them is probably pretty important. And you know, having a stable environment and lots of money, probably. Those are the 2 most important factors in becoming a super grandmaster. I really didn't think that Hikaru and Caruana would be like super GMs. You know, I thought like both of those guys would probably get the GM, but I really can't tell, you know, the difference between someone who might just become like a regular grandmaster and someone who might go on to become a super GM. But in most cases, I think the most important thing is that they have a lot of backing behind them. I don't think that the super GMs have to be necessarily super geniuses. Just have really good support and excellent training. I don't know, man. It's kind of an argument about nature versus nurture, I take back. I mean, Nakamura was the creation of the passion of his stepfather, you know. I think that it's the same thing with the Polgar sisters. I mean, are they geniuses or were they just like produced by like years and years of like forming them, you know, from the very early stages into chess players? I don't know, you know, if it's just about like they're super talented. I don't really believe that much. I think you could take an average person and make them a grandmaster if you start at age 5 and you know, just teach them chess and nothing but chess for their whole life. If they're not, you know, if their average intelligence are above. All right, Arsenal fan is getting really creative here. I always take all the rejects from from Kid Crusher's stream. Let's do some advertising for him. All right, d6. Well, basically, you're playing a normal position with b6. I guess we might as well go like bishop d3. I mean, b6, what does that have to do with anything? If you're going to do that, then I'm not afraid of bishop g4. Basically, black is playing the hippopotamus. It seems like this guy Arsenal fan Richie can just like play any opening and play it well. Openings he doesn't know at all, like the King's Indian. This is pretty weird. Knight d7. Arsenal fan, I think you need to get more serious about your like repertoire and play the same thing more and more, because you're experimenting and always playing different stuff like every single game. I really don't think that's a good practical approach. I'm not one to like advocate like always playing the same thing again. I think that's bad too, but you're like always something totally different every single game. I think that's not really good for learning, you know, to play certain openings well. I think that's an important thing. You should narrow down what you're playing a little bit. Once you become a master, you can widen it out again and start to experiment with other stuff. But I really think you should kind of master some particular variations, specialize a little bit more. All right, here I don't really know where to put my pieces. Maybe we'll provoke some weaknesses. Mikin playing a superb game in 1 minute. Mikin? Who is Mikin? Dude, of course Carlsen versus Grishuk is dull, man. Like, first of all, like the result is like foregone conclusion. That's always interesting. You want to watch a match where you know who's gonna win. It's like a boxing fight that's like a total mismatch or something. And the second thing is like Grishuk is just unmotivated in general lately. He doesn't seem to care about chess. We were just talking about that. Look at his results at the European, you know, team championship. It just was like he didn't care. Draw everybody, lose to Mamedyarov and like win one game. That's not the sign of someone who's really into it. How's the tourney? I lost on time. Were you here? You were here. The tourney. What tourney? Soltico, are you talking about us? Are you talking about World Loser? World Loser's probably winning this tourney. I had a loss on time with 2 seconds in Incrementville. But I don't know, it was like a lag or something. It's kind of a bad Benoni for black. Maybe my bishop's on the wrong square. We can correct that. I'm used to playing this kind of position with my... Damn, dude, it's just totally random moves. I can never predict what you're doing. E5 now. Wow. It's actually a pretty good move in a way. What am I going to do? Take en passant. But that is a big concession in a way too. Super strange situation going on here. Oh, man, I don't know what to do with this. Alright, maybe we transition. What am I doing? Alright, I don't know. Arsenal fan Richie is like a genius. His backward Benoni kind of makes some sense, I guess. Played e5. That's a brilliant move. I mean, I can't really take as much as it looks tempting. It'll fix this whole position. Now I have no breaks. Maybe a5 actually would have been good last move. Alright, let's go for it. It's not much, but it's something. Dude, I know. Like, why do you want to watch that? Like, that's dumb, you know? Like, why don't they get... Oh, they don't want to pay, like, Aronian to play. I'm not sure Aronian would even want to play, you know? They want... You know, Carlsen wants an easy match, so... Grishuk it is. I'm surprised Arsenal fan Richie isn't higher rated too. He's always giving me a tough game lately. If you look at our last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, he has 50% against me. Suddenly. Actually, almost back to here. In the last 10 games, he has almost 50%. That's a pretty good result for somebody who's like 1800. Although some of them are simul games. I think here, yeah, I want to play for b4. Objectively. b4 breaking. Of course he knows that. He's probably listening. I never know whether to like think about whether people are listening to the stream or not. Alright. We'll try to get our knight to a good square and then squeeze the queen side. But I really need to get in b4. Shorgu. Shorgu. Is that like Turkish or something? Alright. Knight h5. He's just getting counterplay. Really cagey player. I mean, black is worse positionally, but he's super fast. I'm surprised he's not higher rated in bullet, actually. How can you only be 1700? You're really fast, dude. I would think you'd be higher in bullet than blitz and classical. I'm just slow. I have one speed and it's slow. We either win on the board or we don't win. We're not winning on time unless people are like sloths. If my opponent is a sloth, it's possible that I win on time, but otherwise we're winning on the board or we're not winning at all. Now I think I can get in b4, but there is one drawback. That bishop on h8 is pretty bad, admittedly. You see, if Arsenal fan was like a committed King's Indian player, I don't know if he would play that. Committed. He's trying to play f5 now? Man, are you kidding me? He's played bishop h8 to play knight g7 and f5. That's pretty insane. All right. Wow. Damn, dude. This is like pulling teeth. All right. I'm going to change plans. I changed plans to this. The knight, the permanent visitor variation. He got in his f5. We should have a pretty big upper hand. I mean, the bishop is not a piece in any like normal sense there. I think you should play maybe g4. It's tempting to take with a knight, isn't it? I guess it's probably pretty strong. I'm a little too paranoid. I mean, is he going to get counterplay here with this? Still hard to break through. It's amazing how hard it is to win a chess game. I have a lot of positional advantages here, and it's still really hard to win. Knight g6. Defending. Alright. I guess if a knight comes in, I'll hack it off with a bishop or something. Well, actually, he's dropping his d6 pawn if he does that. He can't just give me that pawn. But the losing factor is that bishop on f8. That's the big problem. I think this is good enough. As weird as it looks to play g4. This has got to be like crushing. I'll play knight takes d6. Maybe better just to take on d6. Oh. All right. Man. Hard to kill. You are hard to kill, dude. Extremely hard to kill. How about an ending like this? No, I'll be dropping my pawn. I don't know what to do. He actually pre-moved that move, I think. Literally pre-moved. Pawn takes d4. How did you pre-move that? Like you knew I was going to play bishop takes d4? Man, that's got to be hard to predict. d6. I had like 10 possible moves and he pre-moved the right move. I had really thought about like a lot of other possibilities. Alright, now it's a tactical position. Still not easy. Defending like... This I'll probably lose on time somehow. Man, they just don't give up. Alright. I can definitely lose on time here. He will not give up, dude. Like, no matter what I do. Damn. I cannot find a way to win by force. And now another blunder. Man. Everything's protected. Take on c4. You did it. Yes. He's got an answer for this. King d6. Maybe king d6, knight b5 check. Alright, man. It's not easy. Jeez. Alright, back to the tournament. World loser is just out of reach. I'm barely on the leaderboard. Sakir Hussein, 1800. I'm playing Abu Fazl again. I hate playing the same player. It was a good fight, to say the least, but like I told you before, I mean, Arsenal fan just like plays 17 different openings. I mean, I don't know how you can take on players who are like 500 points rated higher, you know, without sticking to like an opening repertoire. I mean, it just doesn't seem practical. I think you got to be more systematic, sticking to one line and really learning it, especially if you're going to play like higher rated players. I mean, you can experiment with lower rated players, but when you play against people who are 100, 200, 300 points higher than you, I think you really need to have the advantage of playing something that you play on a regular basis. Experimenting in the opening just should be done like against maybe weaker players. All right, Abu Fazl. I don't remember playing him with white lately. Plays the. All right, he's playing the two knights tango. We can transpose to. I mean, the main line is like A3. G3 transposes to the BOGO. Let's just do that. Yeah, but you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, Arsenal fan. I mean, playing against people who know the openings better than you. Unfortunately, that's the nature of modern chess. I know that you like Chess 960, and I'm sure that in that sense you would do better, but I think then, you know, it's tough to have good practical results without a really fixed opening repertoire. It definitely will make you tougher, but the practical results in the short run are going to be worse. This must be some kind of relatively rare theory. I don't know about what to do here. 94, actually his whole setup is pretty rare. I mean, normally people play d6 and they trade the bishops on, well, first of all, they trade the bishop on d2. You know, so his going back to e7 is really weird. Not a normal thing to do. So I don't know, maybe I should play like Aronian style here and move my bishop to like e1. I'm not sure about that. Probably not a bad move, actually. But what else can I do? Rook d1 looks like a good move, for example. Maybe first rook d1, and then we'll go Aronian style with bishop e1. He had a game somewhere last year against Rockport, I think it was, where he just ripped him apart. You know, I don't know. It was Rockport. It was really ugly. Aronian against somebody where he just went bishop e1. He's like, all right, that's good. Yeah, I think that opening repertoires are highly dependent on your personal style and preference. I mean, that's up to you, but I feel like you play something different every game. I think most people are actually on the other extreme, where they're too robotic. You know, they're not creative enough. They're clinging to like the London system every single game. They play the exact same setup, you know, like to the point where chess is really boring. I don't advocate that at all, but you definitely shouldn't be playing a different position like every single game. That seems to be like a little bit exaggerated. So Abu Fazl seems like he's really strong in openings. Like he's improved on theory in my game against him in the black side of the Nimzo. This looks really abstract and unusual. But actually, he's played this as well as it can be played. This weird retreating back to e7. He's almost transposing to some kind of normal, like knight d2 Bogo Indian. Looks like we're not going to win the tournament this week. We won it the last 2 weeks, but that game where I lost on time with 2 seconds derailed any chance. That destroyed my streak starter. Hey Troll, what's up? It's time to develop some pieces here. I'm just wondering, how am I recapturing on c3? With the b? I'm a little concerned about it. Maybe I should play b3 myself. Highly positional move. People are getting faster and faster because of this addiction to like bullet chess and hyper bullet chess, but there's no substitute for good moves. I did lose on time in a queen up position, so that kind of hurts, but that's the outlier. I mean, normally I don't lose on time with the queen against knight and bishop. Of course, normally I'm playing with like a larger increment. If we have increment, it's normally 3 seconds at least. 2 seconds is kind of iffy. I don't like this time control, but that's all that lichess will offer us for self-made tournaments. The maximum increment is 2 seconds for some random reason that I don't understand. I should appeal to lichess to broaden the possibilities there. Yeah, I mean, it depends on your perception, Arsenal fan. I don't think of you as a tactical player, but I think you are alert tactically, you know. You're definitely not weak tactically, but you're not a tactically based player, you know. You're not playing for tactics like a lot of people. Your game is positional in nature, but tactics when you need it. Kind of, that's the way I play. I feel like I'm playing Vasily Smyslov or something here. This is a very Smyslovian type of strategy, which I've used on the black side of these lines to try to like wedge on the white squares. It's actually a very rare concept. Most people don't know about. H6 was a weird move though. That looks like black's just making a move he doesn't have a plan type of thing. Alright, next now. What's our plan? To try to get rid of that knight on e4 would be good, but I'm still having some technical difficulties. Damn. Knight c3. You could also play e3, further weakening the white squares. Alligators here. I don't think this is an unusual opening, man. Abu Fazl, it's like a very mainline opening. The Bogo Indian. It's extremely standard. No pressure on d5 for me. How to win in 105 moves. I'm not happy with knight d2. That wasn't my plan. But not too many people can play like this with black. 1800s. He had a winning position against me last game. Just lost on time. He lost on time to me. That's hard to do, actually. I wanted to play knight c3, but he just like takes on c3 and then takes on c4. He seems to have everything in order. This move is definitely over the top, though. I mean, knight d6. Maybe f5 there, but knight d6. That's craziness. Okay, now white has to be better. You have less space. You shouldn't be avoiding exchanges. I mean, either maintain your knight or trade it, but retreating it back to d6. This just can't be okay. There's no way. Even now, he's not dead. But I don't like it, you know, it just doesn't seem like the best move. I mean, why not play like f5 here? I mean, that's a sort of standard idea in this Bogo type of position. I don't like the move h6 in the first place, but if we just forget about that, he can play f5, Stonewall style. I've played this way against Prohashka Peter in a game in a First Saturday GM tournament in a normal knight d2 Bogo. We just keep the tension. Black is getting compacted. World losers running away with the tournament. 30 minutes left. 31. I'm actually helping him here. How do I only have 6 points? Damn, that's awful for me. Queen c8. All right, there's my last piece. I'm just developing more pieces. Queen c8, that is some seriously tough chess. He doesn't mind having a spatial disadvantage. Jeez, what a blockade on b5. That's a pretty advanced concept. I think he should have taken on c4 and played for a blockade on b5 rather than taking on e4. This may not be that bad for black, but the other way looks better. That's too weakening. You just weakened your king side. It doesn't look right. Still, it's not so easy to finish him off. Alright, let's get our pieces into the game. And now this weak point on e6 seems defining. What would Levon do? Still no clear way to bust black. It's kind of amazing. He has some ideas now. But no knight e7. Just moving back and forth. King's Indian attack style. Still not so easy. Good defensive player. Queen b8. Now this threat is very obvious, but this way he's just losing a pawn. Okay. Still, just a pawn. Nothing special. I really hope that doesn't work. Jeez. That does work. I guess I'll sack the exchange. Should have some compensation. He has bishop takes b4 with no time left. Saw that? I didn't see that. Is he like winning now? Oh my god, I think he's almost winning. Queen d8 just in time. He'll lose on time, winning position. Almost. What am I doing here? Whoa, there it is. Gave me a piece. So was I just lost after bishop takes b4? Second lost position against this guy today. This is actually theory. But a5 is a new move, which looks like a good move. Another novelty over theory. Pavel Kotsur against Gariev, 2007, knight b4. Same position exactly. a5 looks like a reasonable novelty. a4 is the best move according to the engine. Though if we give it more time, it might change its mind. I don't know. Letting that pawn forward looks kind of weird. I didn't like knight d6. After that, you're actually worse. I'm getting challenges. I'm not playing like challenges here, guys. It's a tournament. Alright, let's go back to the tournament. I was better. I didn't get time to check that. We're in 10th place. We're rocking it. What happened to our vanquisher? The guy's not on the list. The 1800. There he is. Oh, he quit after beating me or something. That's weird. Anyway, I couldn't recover. I never got my streak started, so I couldn't do anything. Unicorns is here. That's good to see. Strong player. Alright, dude, stop challenging me or I'll ban you. I hate when people, like, if you decline someone's challenge, like, they should get the message that you're busy, you know? It's like, I'll go through it, like, twice, and then if they, like, challenge me a third time, I'll just, like, block them. What's up, Chess Quack? I'm no competitor today, apparently too slow. We lost a game in the middle of our attempt to start a streak starter. And then I've been analyzing and stuff too. I just didn't feel, I guess I didn't feel too competitive after losing on time in game 3. I also had really long games in the other games, so that was a handicap, man. Nobody lets me play the Blumenfeld Gambit. Everybody plays the same stuff. Unbelievable. The Leningrad, at least something interesting. Thank you for playing something interesting. We usually get like the same things on lichess. Everyone plays the same type of variations. This is pretty rare, e3. I guess I'm supposed to play queen a5. Maybe you can sack a pawn, but I don't know if that's actually no good. I think e3 is one of those weird variations that might be okay for what, maybe rook c1 is a move? I don't remember if my friend Joe ever played that. Right, now I can take on c3, knight takes c3, takes on d4, takes on f6. That doesn't look right. Or I can take on d4, and then he takes, and I take, and he takes. And she said, this is some kind of weird variation. It's also possible to take with the queen. That's kind of what I was expecting for some reason. I don't know why. I wonder if I should play d5 here. I'm not really super crazy about it. b6, a3, take. Bishop b7. I don't like that. Never played this line in my life. It's supposed to be like harmless for black, but looks kind of interesting. I'm not really sure how I should develop my pieces here. Not so simple. I could easily be worse. So I want to take my time to play the correct move now. Maybe I already made a mistake. I don't know. We have an NM. Yeah. NM Unicorns. He's been with us before. Abel Fazl's in second place. Damn, dude. Now, after I beat him twice, he's still in second place. B5. B5 seems like a fun variation. Alright, let's go for it. Something creative. I was a little concerned about, I guess, C5 for him. This actually is fine too for white. Pretty dubious for me, actually. Pretty dubious for black. I don't remember my other games against this player. But I don't, you know, I don't mind some kind of endgame. But I'm not sure objectively what I'm doing here. Looks like knight c6. And it's a weird, complicated position. I'm going to have to castle kingside. This is pretty dicey for me. You know, my king isn't all that safe. He made a very fast move with b4 there. Damn, dude. I don't think I like my position. He's playing too fast in critical positions with a lot of time. There are just like so many choices for white here. You need to use some time. I mean, you can't possibly play the best move instantly. He just moved instantly, like the last two moves. This looks kind of risky. He's got more time than me and a better position. We got several strong players, Unicorns, Halligator. Only 20 minutes left. I have no chance to finish in the top 3. Not impressive my play here tonight, and very strong all of my opponents. Not high rated, but I thought that everyone played really well. Even the guy that flagged me with 2 pieces for a queen did play for 95% of that game really well. Until the very end, when he played too fast for time, but actually won on time. That's when he started making bad moves. Okay, it wasn't such an easy game. You know, I feel like I'm lucky here to even be in an endgame where I'm about equal. Slot 20 playing too fast. Spoiling his advantage. I wonder if, no, g4 drops a pawn, so this is forced. He's, after this, even after making like 3 inaccuracies, he's still maybe even slightly better. Amazingly. It's like, wow, dude. You got to make a lot of mistakes to lose a game. His position was so good he can make like 3 inaccuracies and still be slightly better. If that's any indication of how bad my opening was. Obscure variation I wasn't prepared for. Knight to c5 now. This doesn't look very happy. I want to play a5, break those pawns up. Insta move again. Too many insta moves from Tlatuani. I don't have any checks, unfortunately. I almost have a tactic with like rook takes c5 and knight d3, but it doesn't work, unfortunately. So rook g4 check. God, that's annoying. We got to play actively here. Looks like rook a2. Rook a2 is quite interesting. I still don't have any concrete threats. That move's pretty annoying. Now my knight has to go to a bad square, which I don't really like. What does this even do? Doesn't seem like a good idea. Now we have to protect our king. As bad as the knight is on g6, I think I have to protect my king. He's got 2,000. He's like outplayed me positionally and on time. We've never played blitz, just what? You know, we did. Okay. 5-3, 5-3. I don't remember those games. It was a while ago. No, actually, Tlatuani we played the other day. Okay, I was white in a... That was a good game for me. It was a Dutch. I forgot about that. But he wasn't as fast the other day. That was a 5-3, and he wasn't as fast. He got into a bad position in a Ilian Janevsky Dutch. Harder to play the black side of the Dutch, though. Alright. Man, this is awkward. I don't like it. Good defensive move by white. I think we're in trouble here. I'm going to have to... I'm going to have to defend this really well. Can't play. Damn. Oh, man. Alright, I need to think. This is close. We're in a bad way here. Man, he's like perfect. What am I gonna do? I do have a move there. Knight check. Oh no. This loses immediately. Damn, dude. He's extremely strong and fast too. He didn't even like make the very best moves, just like second best moves but quickly. Yeah, I mean the guy's playing like a 2300 basically. Knight a7, b6, knight c8. That's extremely passive for me. I can't even approach. I have to go back to c6. That's like losing immediately. This is like playing God. I don't think I can hold this. This is just lost. Like every move perfect. I'm just lost here. Let's check the... I'm curious to see the... Yeah, this is lost. Let's check the analysis board. I mean, white played like a 2300 at least. White has a clear advantage right out of the gate. Almost perfect moves the whole game. I thought there were slight inaccuracies, but he never ever made a mistake. 2000, dude. I mean, damn. Apparently I was okay here, but I couldn't find the right move. I played knight g6. Couldn't find a move here. I just lost this ending like instantly. I'm supposed to be okay here. I just folded in like 6 moves. I have to play perfectly. I mean, the engine makes it look easy, but if you make like one mistake, you're dead. This move is just lost. I mean, dude, how can you be 2000? Like, unbelievable game for white in that time control. 20 cent upon loss, no mistakes, 4 inaccuracies. Alright, not a good result for me today. Join the tournament. We've got time for maybe one more game. Yeah, World Loser is unbelievable. He's got 34 points. But if people are going to play like 20 cent upon loss games against me, it's going to be hard. I mean, if 2,000 players play 20 cent upon loss, that's pretty tough. Guy made no mistakes, 4 inaccuracies, and he's rated 2,000. I mean, how am I supposed to beat this guy? You know, it's not easy. That's like a 2,200 plus player. You know, I played a lot of strong people. Red Bull's 38. We haven't played before. Okay, last game, guys. It is time to end the tournament in 10 minutes. World versus Aldisto. I don't know what's up with me today. Couldn't hold that ending. It wasn't very pleasant with that outside pass pawn, but I should have found something better. Apparently the computer thinks I was holding. I always play d4 here, but it's boring playing that line constantly. I played this line when I was like 1600 with white. He's 1300 in bullet. He'll be like a master. 4 cent upon loss. No mistakes. Total symmetry. Straight out of the Encyclopedia of Chess Openings. This is why I don't play this line. Unfortunately, I'm not accusing anybody here of doing it, but using the Opening Explorer, I think, has become really easy for people to cheat in online chess as far as openings go. If not on lichess, you can just access an Opening Explorer on many sites, and I think that unfortunately that's too easy for people to do. It's just too easy for people to like follow along, look Opening Explorer, and just, you know, play the right moves in the opening stage of the game. I play a lot of people who are really low rated, but they play the opening like masters. That's not applying that to anybody that I played today, but just talking about it in general. It's just too easy to cheat in the opening in online chess. And Red Bull just dropped his pawn on b7. He was like inconsistent, you know. He played He played fine, and then he did a5, which doesn't make sense. He has to just continue symmetrically with rook b8, b4, c takes b, a takes b, b5, c takes b, a takes b. I played that 30 years ago plus. It's straight out of like the 1978 Encyclopedia of Chess Openings. One of the most boring variations in the English opening. It's total symmetry for like 17 or 18 moves, and the position is infinitesimally better for white. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this position is lost for black. So he's definitely legit. I don't think that anybody cheated against me today, you know, but I have to say that people in general are playing really well for the ratings on lichess lately. I think that players have got stronger proportionately to their ratings than, say, a year ago on lichess. Like, the players were much weaker, who were like 1800, something like that. I've noticed lately it seems like it's uninflated or deflating. I think deflating is a better word. It seems like people's ratings are more deflated. So I get to play Morales now. Last week he was like winning the tournament. All right, dude. Here's your chance to win third place. He should be berserking. F4. What if you berserked, Morales? Couldn't you catch like second place or third place? No, I guess you can tie for second technically. We did not have a good result this week. Lost one, and I lost two. I really got outplayed in that ending. What happened? You got accused of being a cheat because by who? The game against Lance 5500, dude. You didn't even play well. I don't mean to hurt your feelings. I mean relatively well. Like, okay, you played like your rating. You know, why would anybody accuse you of being a cheat? They look at the result and they just like don't even look at the game and they accuse you of being a cheater. I mean, that's ridiculous. If you look at that game, man, you made a lot of mistakes. I mean, positional mistakes, basic mistakes. There's no way you could be a cheater. Whoever made that accusation has no clue what they're talking about. I mean, that was a totally normal game. Anybody who's a master would see that. Alright, Morales, now what am I supposed to do? I'm actually kind of confused. I guess I have to play knight f6 here. But then knight e5. What am I doing on that? Huh. I'm supposed to play d4? I guess I'm supposed to play d4. This position might be pretty good for white. I mean, he's got an extra tempo over some normal lines. No, I'm just calling it like it is, man. I mean, you made a lot of mistakes. You're playing the white side of a King's Indian against a strong master, and you clearly made like awful positional mistakes. Allowing him to play a4, breaking with b3. You like gave up your dark squared bishop. I mean, I could name like 3 or 4 things you did, Rich, that, you know, are like standard sort of positional mistakes that a cheater could never do. I mean, whoever made that accusation was just totally baseless. I mean, your fighting spirit was good, but there are mistakes that are obvious, which are normal at your level. For someone who doesn't play the white side of the King's Indian, that's kind of playing into why I said you're playing too many things. I mean, the game with Lance was another one where like you're totally out of your element in an opening you don't know. You know, how are you supposed to play like perfectly? There's no way you can. It's impossible. You know, you're not like connected to the psychic network or something. I mean, how can you for the first time in your life play the white side of a King's Indian, which is very, very difficult, perfectly against the master? I don't know. Yeah, not getting mated is a good thing, but that's shocking that someone would accuse you. Well, you draw a lance, so you must be a master. The dude didn't play, you know, he didn't play very well either later on. I mean, Lance made a lot of mistakes, too. Bishop d3. This looks like a good setup for white. I played this type of line myself with the black pieces. Oh no. That's a mistake, Morales. You should probably do bishop e4. Once I did what you did with the black pieces against Igor Novikov, and I'll never forget what happened to me. Like, when I did this against him with black in a similar structure, it was like lights out. I'm a dead man. He just, like, ate me alive. That's not the right idea for white here. Not good. I guess if I let you play e5, though, it may not be that bad. I mean, you do have the benefit of being white, whereas I was black a tempo down in the same kind of line against Novikov. It's a little worse in that situation, obviously. But Igor got like knight b4 on me. And then I let him like take my bishop on d3, and it just got progressively worse from there. So I'm wondering if that's my answer. Is this even a good move? Probably. Well, taking a page, Igor disappeared. He's the grandmaster who disappeared. How can you be like 2650 and just not play anymore? Like, where did he go? Alright, I guess we take him. It's a dangerous piece. Where do 2650s disappear when they disappear? Like, he just took a job in the stock market or something, or the medical industry, and he didn't die. I've never seen like an obituary. Where do missing 2600s go? I don't know. Gladys Troll to Staunton. Oh, you Arsenal fan. Yeah, I thought you were talking about that earlier. There's nothing wrong with the Staunton gambit against the Dutch. I prefer bishop g5 or knight c3, but I said that already the other day. He became a librarian. Probably that's what James Tarian did. But Novikov's a little stronger than Tarian. You know, to like win the New York Open and beat 2650. He was like coach of like the Ukrainian junior team when he was younger. I mean, this guy's life, like, his life was chess. I mean, he couldn't have just like become a librarian. So I think that Morales got tired. You have a move. Very good. All right, we're gonna play it like a Grunfeld. Do my best Tibor Fogarashi imitation. So looks good for black now. It reminds me of the Russian variation of the Grunfeld somehow. I don't know. This is weird. We're not going to make it in time. This time is out. World loser wins first. Alba Fazl second out of the blue, after losing 2 games to me, and Aldisto in third. Now we just chill. It's the ultimate closed Sicilian. He's got a problem strategically with his knight on a3. But I guess his position does have some redeeming qualities. I like when I make moves that just like force the opponent to make the right response. Queen b6, like, for example. Anyway, this game doesn't count officially for the tournament. World loser first, no surprise there. Alba Fazl surprisingly in second place. Even though he lost against me, he had me beat in the first game and lost on time. And the third place, Aldisto, also, I think, not a surprise. So we're accumulating some positional advantages against Morales, but I was unable to win material Actually, I had c4 last move, but I guess it didn't do anything. Anyway, guys, I'm going to close the stream after this game and a wrap-up. Tomorrow I'm going to be playing Blitz and Classical Chess in the morning. Wednesday, weird Wednesday, unusual opening stream here on lichess. Alright, what are we going to do now? He's just hanging in there, like, not giving up. Bad knight on a3, and I can't do anything about it. Unicorns came too late to really have an effect on the tournament. Alligator. Thank you guys for playing and hanging out with us. This week there's no subscriber stream on Thursday due to Halloween. Halloween. Oh man, I'm tired. Thanksgiving. That other spooky holiday. Man, I don't know what to do. Can I play c4 anyway? Almost, but no cigar. He just takes on. He takes on c4 with the b pawn. Man, I can't break down his structure. I'm so close. All right. I don't know what to do. Maneuvering my queen to a worse square. Maybe. This looks like a stupid plan. Oh god, I don't know. Knight g4 doesn't do anything. Knight h5 is weak. I'm not liking this. He's got coverage of everything. But it's hard for him to actually attack my c5 pawn again. I'm trying to play c4, but it just never works. And b takes, knight takes. Every single time. I never have a tactic. Guys, this game is not an official game. No longer counts. World Loser got lucky. He's too fast, man. And his lichess, he has been over 2200. He's sandbagging. I think he's a pretty serious sandbagger of rating. Congratulations, World Loser. Good job, man. 37 points, almost doubling the score of your like next closest. I got 10 points, man. That's like my worst result. The first time I never finished in the top 10. But I wasn't so motivated. Today, I don't know. Wasn't pumped up. Rook e1. Anyway, Blitz and Classical Chess tomorrow morning, and alright. I just found the plan, you know, but prior to that I was a little nervous along the f file, so I saw Rook e1 and I decided, alright, we can risk Rook d8 now. It's hard for both sides to do anything here. I think my queen is the problem. Like, I never did find a good plan for the queen. This is kind of artificial. That's gotta go. You know, if you see a knight like that in your face, so do we take it out with the pawn, or do we go knight d7 or something like that? I'm thinking like rook here, and then queen c8, kind of covering the g4 square. Karpovian rook c7. This is unprotected, which is not really optimal, I guess. But he has to be super careful if he does anything fancy like b4. I mean, it probably like plays right into my hands. Like knight d7 now, or queen c8, maybe preparing that. That was the plan anyway. He's going with another knight in there. on e3. Oh, man. Do I really want to wait for that to happen? No. Let's get him. Get him while I can. Oh, he just ignored it. Now the question is, like, knight f8 maybe. f6. This is kind of crazy. This wasn't my original plan. But what the heck. You only live once. And I'm going here? This is my idea to play knight f8. Why did I feel it was necessary to play knight f8? I guess I just didn't have a good square. No better reason than that. He's definitely coming apart at the seams. All right. Look, Ma, no hands. So, that'll drop the pawn. He just resigned. He couldn't take it anymore. Waiting for me to make a move. I'm just going to resign. Anyways. Alright, guys. I don't like e4, Morales. Your whole position is like contingent on like putting pressure on the d4 pawn. Bishop e4 is the standard move here in this type of position. Knocking out the defender on c6. And then the other way to play it is to just develop another piece with something like knight a3. Maybe a4 with the idea of knight a3, you know, preventing b5. But when you play e4, the same positional mistake I learned from in my game against Novikov, it's like, it's game over, you know, against a strong positional player. I'm obviously not as strong as Novikov, so my play wasn't as convincing, but I think that positionally this is a massive and fundamental mistake for white in this position to play e4. You don't want to do that in this English opening kind of thing. Anyway, guys, we'll wrap up the results here in the Sparkle Horse Arena 7+2. World loser dominating with a 2275 performance. Man, nobody had a high performance rating in this tournament. 1800s play like masters. Alba Fazil 2131, like a record. Second place. Aldisto, look at him, like only a performance of 2022, and he's third. I want to see my performance rating. Where am I? 1930 average opponent, performance 2144. I actually have a higher performance rating than second and third place. And even though I lost to Tlatuani and Moro. Anyway, it was really fun, guys. Some interesting games. So, world loser first. Abel Fazil, like a record-breaking result. Losing only to me 2 games. Aldisto, how did you get to third place? Oh, you got no streak starter at all. Sakir Hussein, Morales, Unicorns, Monkey Pushing Wood, Tlatuani. I didn't make the top 10. What did I finish? Haligator, only played a few games. I take back. I'm in third place behind Reina Diana and Vizvizdom. 13th place, not third. Trout's in 14th place, right behind me. Trout's undefeated with a perfect result. Anyway, guys, 93% Berserk. Oh, wow, okay. That's a good idea. These guys berserked a lot. World loser every game almost, and Aldisto. And Abel Fazil not really. So, but world loser performance rating 2275. That's pretty solid. I will see you guys later. Tomorrow morning it'll be 10 a.m. Central European time. Blitz and Classical Chess, weird openings. I'll see you guys there. Thank you for just sponsoring this stream by, you know, subscribing and stuff. I want to thank you guys for watching. Also check out my YouTube channel, Video Chess Training on YouTube. And everyone who's a subscriber, I'd like to say thank you. No subscriber stream on Thursday this week due to celebration of Thanksgiving holiday for me. My home away from home holiday. And let's see, Friday will be another Blitz stream. Sunday I'm going to do a simul. I'm a little worried about it because I have to go to Miskolc to play a team game for the Hungarian Team Championship on Sunday. It's kind of a long trip, so Hopefully everything will be smooth, like a 6:30 simul. There's a small chance I might push the simul back to 7 p.m. So just so you guys know, 30 simul with 20 player, 6:30, maybe 7 p.m. on Sunday night if I'm really late from getting back from Miskolc. All right, guys. Thank you for subscribing, and thanks for supporting the stream and my YouTube channel with donations via PayPal. I much appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning here again. Congratulations, World Loser, Abu Fazl, and Aldisto for first, second, and third. I'll see you guys later. And thanks, Soltigo, for moderating, dude. You've been a big help. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.